You don't run out of money by accident. It disappears quietly. Small purchases, impulse upgrades, subscriptions you forgot about. You tell yourself it's harmless. It's just coffee. It's just one order. But at the end of the month, you feel that tightness in your chest again. And you wonder, why does this keep happening? Even when you know better? Problem deep dive. The invisible loop. You get paid. For a moment, you feel in control. Relief. Maybe even power. Then slowly, your behavior shifts. You reward yourself. You justify small comforts. You delay tracking expenses. A few days later, you avoid checking your bank app. Not because you're irresponsible, but because you don't want to feel regret. This is not about math. It's about emotion. Behavioral psychology calls this avoidance coping. When money creates stress, your brain chooses short-term emotional relief over long-term stability. You spend to feel better, then feel worse, then avoid, and the cycle continues. Over time, this pattern becomes identity. I'm just bad with money. That sentence is dangerous because identity shapes behavior more than intention ever will. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your broke habits are not random. They are predictable, and they follow a psychological pattern most people never see. You are not financially weak. If you struggle with saving, with impulse spending, with discipline around money, you are not flawed. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Seek comfort. Avoid uncertainty. Protect status. Money threatens all three. Spending feels certain. Saving feels abstract. Immediate reward always feels safer than invisible future security. Your broke habits are not stupidity. They are emotional regulation strategies. But strategies designed for survival don't always build wealth. So the real question isn't, how do I try harder? It's, what is my brain trying to protect me from? And that's where the mechanism begins. Why broke habits form? Your brain runs on prediction. It constantly asks, what action reduces discomfort fastest? Let's use a simple metaphor. Imagine your brain as a thermostat, not for temperature, for financial comfort. This is your financial identity thermostat. If you grew up around instability or constant money stress, your thermostat may be set low. When your bank balance rises above what feels normal, your brain experiences subtle anxiety. So you spend, not consciously, but predictably. This connects to a concept in psychology called self-consistency theory. Humans prefer to behave in ways that match their identity. If deep down you believe, people like me don't hold wealth, your actions will quietly correct the imbalance. Now at dopamine. Impulse purchases trigger immediate reward signals. In the nucleus accumbens, the brain's reward center. Savings do not. Savings are invisible. Spending is stimulating. So your brain learns. Spending equals emotional relief. Tracking equals discomfort. Over time, neural pathways strengthen around this loop. Cue stress. Behavior spend. Reward relief. This is a classic habit loop. And until you break the loop, income alone won't fix it. But how do you interrupt something that feels automatic? Rewiring broke habits. We won't attack the spending first. We'll target the psychology underneath. Step 1. Create financial awareness without pain. What to do? Check your bank balance daily at the same time. No judgment, just observation. Why it works. Avoidance strengthens anxiety. Exposure reduces it. In cognitive behavioral therapy, gradual exposure lowers emotional reactivity. When money stops being scary, impulse relief spending decreases. Real-life example. Every night at 9 p.m., you open your finance app for 2 minutes. No reacting, just noticing. Your nervous system learns that looking does not equal danger, and that changes behavior subtly. But awareness alone isn't enough. Step 2. Separate emotion from transaction. What to do? Delay non-essential purchases by 24 hours. Why it works. Impulse spending is emotional. Delay activates the prefrontal cortex, the brain's rational decision center. This shifts control from emotion to evaluation. Research on delayed gratification shows that time weakens impulse intensity. Real-life example. You want new shoes. Instead of buying instantly, you screenshot and wait. The next day, the urgency is lower. You're not suppressing desire. You're cooling it. But we still haven't addressed identity. And that's the deeper lever. Step 3. Raise your financial thermostat slowly. What to do? Automate a small percentage of savings. Even 5%. Why it works. Automation removes emotional friction. Behavioral economics calls this choice architecture. When saving is default, you don't rely on willpower. Over time, your brain adapts to the new normal. Your thermostat adjusts upward. Real-life example. You never see that 5% hit your spending account, so you don't experience loss. You experience stability. Identity shifts from, I can't save, to, I always save something. An identity change is what sustains wealth. But there's one more hidden layer. Step 4. Redefine reward. Right now, spending feels like progress. We need to flip that. What to do? Track net worth monthly, not income. Why it works. Dopamine responds to visible progress markers. This is known as the progress principle. If growth becomes visible, saving becomes emotionally rewarding. Real-life example. You watch your savings rise from $1,000 to $1,300. It feels small, but your brain registers movement, and movement sustains behavior. Now discipline feels less forced. It feels aligned. The emotional loop model. Here's the simple model to remember. Money habits are emotional loops. Emotion, behavior, relief, reinforcement. If you change the emotion, the behavior follows. If you change the default system, identity follows. Broke habits are not financial problems. They are nervous system patterns. And nervous systems can adapt. Slowly, predictably, quietly. Keycap 7. Quiet, empowering, close. You are not bad with money. You are patterned. And patterns are learned, which means they can be unlearned. Not by shaming yourself. Not by sudden extreme discipline. But by understanding the loop that runs beneath your decisions. Wealth is rarely built by people who feel perfect. It's built by people who become aware. The next time you feel the urge to spend, pause. Not to fight yourself, but to observe. Because the moment you observe the loop, you step outside it. And once you step outside it, you're no longer controlled by it. That's where financial freedom actually begins.